All right, so I had to shoot this video because I saw another video from a YouTube guru that gave some advice that is really, really bad, and it could hurt your channel. It could actually get you banned if YouTube finds out about this. And that's why I wanted to share it with you. There's a lot of people out there that are so-called gurus just because they had one video blow up. Now listen, I know you probably want to know who this person is. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to throw them under the bus, but I am going to give you what they're saying, and I totally disagree with it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a YouTube guru, but I have been doing this a long time, and I've built multiple 6 and 7 figures on the back of YouTube, and it's not by doing shady stuff or hacks that so-called gurus have given me. All right, so I'm going to break it down here and give you what I'm calling the bad advice to avoid. And if you are doing it right now, stop. All right. And then down here, I'm going to talk about the magic formula. All right. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and dig in. What is this? What is this thing that people are saying to do? This hack. All right. So what I'm talking about here is sub for sub. Basically meaning if you sub to my channel, I'll sub to yours. And I'm going to tell you why this is, number one, a bad idea, and also why you could get in trouble for it. All right. So let me explain why this is a terrible idea. The way it works is when your video gets uploaded, it's going to initially go out to your subscribers. If those subscribers do not pay attention to that video, meaning they're scrolling and they don't stop and they're not interested in that topic, that's going to tell YouTube that your audience does not like your content. You're not getting clicks. If you are getting clicks, it's a low click-through rate. You're not getting a good retention. And all of that are bad signs to the algorithm. And that's what we don't want. But there's gurus out there telling you, there's actually private groups out there right now that say, hey, let's go in and put small channels gather here or small channels unite. You've probably seen this. And then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go over to that person's channel, say the same thing in there, and then basically that person can see it and then they'll go sub to your account. This is what we call black hat. It's not even gray hat, it's black hat. And the reason why is because the groups are designed to just help one another get subscribers. All right. And then what you're told to do is make sure that you like the video, make sure that you heart the video, you're already commenting on the video. So now what you're doing is you're manufacturing comments, you're manufacturing engagement. And that's a no-no. We don't want to do that. And YouTube doesn't want you to do that because that can ultimately get you banned. If your account gets flagged, you will get under review by YouTube and they could shut your account down. Something that you might have been building now for the last year or 5 years or 10 years. YouTube can do that. They can literally wipe out your account overnight. Now, I know it can be tempting, right? Because you want to get your 1,000 subscribers so you can get to monetization. Well, there are things you can do to get there faster. And I'm going to cover that here in this little magic formula that a lot of people are not focusing on. All right, so let's get into the magic formula, shall we? So the first one is the N, and that is for niche or niche or nicho, however you want to say it. But that is super important because, again, we want to target an audience that we are going to be showing up and delivering content. You don't just want to get subs on random content because then what's going to happen is your content is not going to resonate with the people that have subscribed. The same reason why this sub for sub thing is nonsense and you shouldn't be doing it. All right, so let's get into the second part of this and the first T, and that stands for title. All right, your title. So if we have our niche, then we have a good title. And I don't just mean a title that is something that you think is being searched for. I don't think that's the fastest way to get traffic. Nowadays, it's all about the browse. And if we can get in the browse, in the home feed of someone that's interested in that niche, that's why we focus on the niche, then you have a greater chance of showing up faster. And you can get one video that can get you to monetization, by the way. We've got one on this channel that has gotten to monetization just from the views, just from the watch time hours, just from the subscribers. Now, a little tip here is you're not just gonna pick a random title, you're gonna wanna go off of proof. what has worked for another creator in your space. Now, I'm not talking about copying them. I'm saying what topic and what type of framing did they create that title from? We call that an outlier title. If you find a channel in your niche that has a low sub count, but a high view count, that's an outlier. And that's what we look for. And that's what I would advise you to do. And I advise all our students to do is find those outlier titles. And if you'd like to get 10 of our top titles, which I turned into templates, by the way, and I actually show you how you can adapt these to multiple niches, go ahead and put hooks in the comments, and I'll send you a copy of those top 10 titles that have worked for us, but also how you can take those and adapt them to your niche. Go ahead and put hooks in the comments and I'll send it to you. All right, moving on to the next T, and that is thumbnail. That is where we are going to get the clicks, all right? We target the niche, we get the title that shows up in front of them because that's what that does. It signals the algorithm. And then from there, they see the thumbnail. From the thumbnail, we're getting the click. And if we get a click, now someone has viewed part of the video. Now, this is where the next part comes in, and this is extremely important, and that is H, which stands for the hook. All right, that's the intro hook. And if you go back and watch this video in the very beginning, once again, you will see how I created a hook that made you want to continue to watch the video. Now, I'm not doing this deceptively. I'm doing it because I want you to know the importance of this. I want you to know that I'm going to deliver the goods. I'm going to give you value, but I'm also going to close what we call an open loop. All right, which means I shared something with you that got your attention, and now you are curious to know what the answer is or what the thing is that I just alluded to. So there it is. There's the magic formula. It's not hard, but it's extremely important. And if you think about it, it's giving YouTube everything it wants. All right. It wants you to create content for a certain audience. They want that audience to keep coming back to watch more of your videos when you publish them. And this is where they look at video retention, which is extremely important. And I would say the first 10 seconds is the most important, but then really the first 30 seconds. Because if you can hold someone's attention for 30 seconds, there's a greater chance they're gonna watch a lot more of that video. And that is what YouTube wants. So going back to what we talked about, sub for sub, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm warning you because it could get you banned, and it's going to get you an audience that are not interested in what you are actually creating content for. So if there was one thing I would tell you to focus on, it would be to get really good at finding those titles. And actually, to help you out even more, I created a video right here that shares with you those 10 titles that I talked about earlier, but I actually gave you multiple examples on how you can adapt them to any niche. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.